All right, we'll continue with Etowah County Media Day today, and Coosa is with us, and Coach Mark O'Brien. And Coach, if you'd let the players introduce themselves, or you introduce them in their position, and then some opening comments for you about Coosa this year.
So right here, go ahead, Matthew.
My name's Matthew Wright. I'm on the offensive line and defensive line.
My name's Jacoby Tucker, and I'm a receiver in DB.
Thomas Gaggs, linebacker, quarterback.
Dalton McGraw, linebacker and long snapper.
And I'm sorry, what was that second question, Joe?
Just some opening comments about
Yeah, so far so good. We've had great participation out of our weight program. We just got back from camp Sunday afternoon, and so we're getting ready to go full throttle. Very pleased, very looking forward to this team. I think we've got good senior leadership for the first time because we've had none the past 2 years, and just waiting on. Yeah.
Well, Coach, I think last year at this time maybe you had 3 seniors on the team.
Two, I think. 2
or 3 seniors on the team.
Yeah.
So you alluded to the fact, good senior leadership. Talk about experience and maybe starters coming back on offense and defense for you this year.
So this is the 3rd season, and this is the most seniors we've had since I've been here. Like the first year, I think we had like 4 seniors. Last year we had 2 seniors, and we got 6. I believe it's 6 this year. All right, and so I feel like we're really, really good up front. Okay, and we started I think 14 8th and 9th graders last year, and so we're getting a little older and we're getting a little more mature. So I think we'll be a lot better, providing we don't have a lot of injuries. The numbers are good within the program. I think we're around at 40 right now total. So that's an uptick from last year. It's definitely an uptick from 2 years ago. So everything's trending in the right direction. We just got to keep the ball going forward.
Coach, this is a 2-part question. First for Coach, and then obviously the players as well. You just mentioned you got back from camp, but those who may or may not know, you're a Navy SEAL. So your camp's a little bit different. You had the National Guard step in and bring you guys out to the depot. I mean, not the Army depot, but Fort McClellan. Yep. And you simulated a Hell Week, which is similar to the Navy SEALs. Talk about the camp first and foremost, and then I want you guys to talk about your experience during the camp with lack of sleep and all that.
Yeah, so the camp, we started on Friday morning at 10 a.m., and we got back Sunday afternoon around 2 or 3. And over the period of that 2.5 days, they're just continuing to train around the clock. I think at most, I would say 2 hours. Yeah, at most, the most the kids got was 2 hours of sleep for 2.5 days. At worst, I believe there's a few kids. Yeah, there's a few kids that had 0 hours. So it's just it's a sleep deprivation camp to make you really tired, and just to see how you, as a human being, as a man, are going to adhere to adversity, And so that's the idea of it. And, of course, team bonding's gelled into that thing. Team building's gelled into that thing. And attention to details gelled into that thing. So all of those you throw in a nice bag and you hope you got a team when it comes out.
And starting with Matthew, each one of you guys talk about your experience there and some of the things you've seen and what it felt like with sleep deprivation and working around the clock.
Yeah, so I learned a lot about leadership over the camp. So Coach O gave me the responsibility of giving out the sleep schedule. So I had the option to either tape sleep for myself or give it to my fellow teammates. So obviously, being a leader, I had to give it to my fellow teammates, and that was tough because 2.5 days, that's a long time. But I had to make the tough choice and give it to my teammates. So I learned a lot about what it was like being a leader and the consequences of your actions. And it taught me a lot. So I'd say going into the season, that's going to, if I have to make a choice to give up my body, on a block so that we can get that extra yard, I'm going to be a lot more willing to make that decision now. So I learned a lot.
one of the things I learned from the camp is unselfishness. You know, a lot of the times, like for instance, we ran hills, and a lot of the times all our teammates, we don't get much of a break, and all of our teammates ain't gonna, you know, get water or get the break they need. And one of the things I learned is just, you know, my teammates are my first priority, not me. So my first thing to look for is, you know, to make sure my teammates got what they need to, you know, push forward.
One of the things I learned at this camp was to put everybody else, you know, ahead of us seniors, to show that, you know, we're loyal to them and we got their back. And, you know, that the kids that below us are, you know, kids that's going to look up to us when the things go hard and things get bad. So I definitely learned to put the younger kids and stuff ahead of, you know, myself.
Yeah, definitely going off what they said. Leadership was a big part of this camp. And most of the seniors going off probably at most 1 hour of sleep, putting all the other kids first, definitely helped. And it was a big team bonding experience.
Coach, you guys are moving into a new region with some new opponents. Talk to us about some of those newer teams that you guys are going to be facing this year.
Well, the only team in the region that went away and we added was we lost Summit and we added Decatur Heritage, which they're pretty good. I mean, and then our non-region schedule is pretty good. So we play in Geraldine and Spring Garden, and the best team on the schedule is Gatlinburg. You know, and we're playing those guys again. And then our last non-region game is Victory Christian. So our work's cut out for us. I mean, Gatlinburg, they're really, really good. I mean, they could play with anybody in Etowah County, you know. And so we'll just see. We'll play hard and see what happens. Appreciate the question.
It seems like, is this your third year coming up? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Coming into your third year, I'm sure you had a vision of where you want to be, like a 3-year plan, a 4-year,
Yep.
5-year plan. Coming into year 3, do you think you're on schedule for what you want to establish?
Yeah, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
at
I'm
Coosa?
sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's what you want to establish at Coosa with the football.
Yeah, Chris, I believe we're ahead of schedule. Okay. Facilities-wise, support-wise, football players-wise, talent-wise, I believe we're about a year, 2 years ahead of schedule. So I'm really happy with that. It's been a challenge for sure. Especially, you know, a lot of people thinks that rich schools have money. Not this, private schools have money, not this private school. Maybe the other private school does, but not this one. We have to raise 100% of what we got. And that's a challenge when you're trying to upgrade your facilities, when you're out there having to raise 100% of the money, you know, yourself. And so, but I'm very happy where we're at right now as a program. And that's the whole program. That's basketball, baseball, whatever. That's the whole program. So I'm very happy where we're at right now. Yep.
As for the players, what are some of the things that you guys learned over the course of last year, and even if you played in the year before that, some of the things that you learned? It looks like the number of seniors has gone up, as Coach mentioned. The number of our players have gone up. The wins have gone up in the last couple of years. What are some of the things that you've learned the past 2 years or so, and some of the things you're trying to implement going into this season?
So one of the big things Coach O has taught us doesn't directly impact football, but I'd say it's something very important, is how to be a man. Coach O, that's his number one priority, is not necessarily winning a football game, but teaching us how to be better men. And I'd say that Coach O has done an excellent job at that. He's taught me responsibility and how to lead. I'd say those are qualities that a man needs. So I'd say Coach O has taught me how to be a man. That's what he's taught me.
For me, it's work ethic. You know, Coach Teddy, he's really hard on us in the weight room, and I think that, you know, in certain weights, there's no such thing as, 130, 220, it's 215. My max is, no, it's 225. It's 135, So I think Coach Whitmire's done a great job of, getting us to that level, and I think that we're going to be really good from here on.
Like he said, the weight room was just a big thing for us this year. and consistency in general. Coach Whitmire's instilled that in us, since he's been here. And I think that's one of the things that, that we've learned is to, set the example in that weight room and be there each and every single day, working hard, getting after it, and, showing the younger kids that, they look up to us. So.
Yeah, definitely what they said. And I've learned, we got to the coach is teaching us to take that extra step to make it get better and be a good leader. And most of the team, everybody's becoming a leader, doing their own thing and working to what they got to do.
Coach, you talked a few minutes ago about your schedule, but it's challenging to begin with 3A Geraldine. I believe they come to your place, and Spring Garden comes to your place. And Spring Garden, very good 2A program last year that dropped down to 1A, but very challenging to open up the season before you get in the region schedule.
Yeah, it's very challenging. But why not, right? I would rather, as crazy as it sounds, I'd rather lose to a really good team than beat a sorry team. The most important thing is growth of our kids and in region play. So, non-region schedule, I'd play the Dallas Cowboys if I could, because it'd be a good gate, But I don't really care about who we play. I'd rather play up every time out of every time. And of course, Gatlinburg, they're a much bigger school than Geraldine. And so yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just going to continue to go down that road and more about our region and try to get better from the non-region games.
Okay, guys, to piggyback on that question, are you guys looking forward to the challenge to line up against some of these teams this year?
Definitely. I love playing bigger teams than me. I get to learn so much in those games. I play through adversity and also technique, because you have to have perfect technique because they have perfect technique. So you prepare a lot more if you know that they're preparing, So like we're playing Geraldine, so every single day we've been putting in extra film work. We've been studying every single movement they make, down to the last finger placement, like everything. We have to be perfect. So I prepare a lot more. I know the rest of us prepare a lot more, and it just helps us to grow as a team, as he was saying, for our non-region games, so that when we play our region games, we're a lot better.
To piggyback on what Coach O said, I'd rather play a very good team, because the main thing for us is growth. We want to see progression in our team and ourselves. So I don't think playing a bad team or equal team is going to make us better. So I love the challenge.
Playing these bigger teams obviously gives us, makes us a little bit more prepared for the region games, but it also gives us another opportunity to go out there and shock a lot of people that that really don't believe in us, to make these bigger games we have a game. So it gives us a better opportunity to go out there and shock a lot of people. So.
Yeah, definitely playing these bigger teams is going to give us a better opportunity to learn more and form a better team. It's definitely going to be difficult, but I believe we're ready.
Coach, players, thanks, guys, for being here today. Good luck to you this year in 2022. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you guys for putting this event on. It's really good for these kids, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.